Hello children. Today we're out here in the Florida scrub habitat, which I can't get enough of apparently. And we're looking for insects, specifically like robber flies and just like a lot of cool stuff. And also herps. So let's see what all we could find. And actually, I'm not out here alone. We got...
Hey guys, I'm Justin. I don't have a YouTube yet, but I have an Instagram. It's called GotCritters. And here I'm with a little southern black racer. Mikey just grabbed him off the ground here. It's a pretty good catch.
Thank you. Go follow right now.
Follow me.
Or the completely harmless snake will bite you.
Should I release him now?
Sure. Alright. Well, this was a short-lived first segment, but we're going to release this beautiful
Look at that nice
racer. Oh my goodness, what a
belly
beauty.
pattern's really unique.
Yeah, that belly pattern, because it's quite a small adult,
right?
But it still has a little bit of that checkering on the bottom from juvenile. So let's see how fast it is when it goes down into the underbrush.
See you, buddy.
What a fast snake.
Just like that, gone.
Well, this is probably the most common species of cicada here in South Florida during the early months of the year. It's not every day that you get a really up-close in-hand experience with one of these guys. This is the Olympic scrub cicada, which makes sense because we're in the scrub. These guys are a lot more of a reddish-brown color than our other cicadas. This might look like some sort of wasp to you at first, but this is actually a special Florida species of fly called the Rufus Wasp Fly. This is only my second time ever seeing this incredible species. My first time being able to get a clear and up-close look at one. It amazes me how some of these hoverfly species are almost perfect wasp mimics. This one especially looks like some sort of mason wasp. Well, I've seen this species of robber fly quite a bit. This is my first time ever catching Proctocanthus brevipennis, and I just found it funny how she just sat on my finger. It took quite a bit to get her to fly off, as you can see. Here is the punctured tiger beetle, which is probably the most common species of tiger beetle in Florida, and definitely the most abundant species here in Southeast Florida. While they are so common, they're also super fun to catch because of their super quick nature. And while their really big mandibles might appear very aggressive, their bite is not even in the slightest painful. This is only my second time ever catching this species, lusties vidua, the Carolina spreadwing. Spreadwing damselflies are a very interesting group of damselflies because of their appearance to dragonflies, both in their large size and in their habit of opening their wings. The Carolina spreadwing is a relatively easy species to identify, with the black markings on the side of the thorax and the notched reddish-brown shoulder stripe. However, more mature males will start to develop prunosity, or powdery, coloration that obscures that distinctive thorax patterning. Those matures, though, also tend to develop a very dark purple coloration on the eyes, which is also distinctive of this species. Something that remains consistent between the younger and fully matured adult stages is the shape of the terminal appendages at the end of the abdomen.
Here we got a little black racer. Just pulled him out of the pine needles over there. We're about to get a release in. Up after he bites me.
Ooh, that was close.
See you, buddy. It's been fun. You gonna give me a goodbye? Oh, later.
Wow.
Awesome.
This was my first time ever seeing a brahminy blind snake out in the wild. This was a great flip by Justin while we were out here flipping some palm fronds. It's so weird how this looks basically like a worm until you see the scales and also the tongue flicking. This species is native to southern Asia. It is spread throughout North and Central America as well as Africa as an invasive species. Still a really cool flip though. While it wasn't a lifer, this was probably still one of the most important finds of this trip. This is a completely wingless grasshopper called floritex coquine, a species that is really poorly documented, as in I'm the only person to have ever posted it onto iNaturalist. This is now the second location I've seen this species at, which means that this species is likely more widespread than I thought. Daniel Atte's 2014 revision and survey of the Aptenopodes genus group shows this species ranging from Miami-Dade all the way up to Indian River counties, so it's quite strange how little people have actually documented. This right here was my lifer squirrel tree frog. Justin actually found a pocket of these under this palm frond, and we were lucky enough to have this one come close enough for some good footage and pictures. The The squirrel tree frog is very similar to a species that I see more often, the green tree frog. However, the squirrel tree frog has a way less contrasting pale stripe on the side, as well as having brown ears or tympanum, rather than green. And I know this isn't a very formal difference, but I've also noted these guys to be a little bit more squishy looking. This right here was my lifer, Florida true katydid. Yet another great find by Justin in the palm fronds. This is an extremely distinctive species, with those very oval-shaped wings, and the yellow stripes on the thorax. I noticed this species had particularly slow movements for a katydid. Usually when I'm handling katydids, they're quite fast, and have very jumpy movements, but this one was slowly moving around in my hand. I also noted it had quite strong mouth parts. While I've never been bitten by a grasshopper, I have been bitten by multiple katydids, and this one really dug into my finger. Anyways, I've probably walked by so many of these because they hide in the crevices and palm fronds, especially in the folded parts, where they tuck their legs in and fit slimly into the little area of the palm frond. There was also a juvenile nearby, which would look like this but without the large wings. Now watch as I slowly put it back into the place where Justin found it. While not the largest robber fly I've ever caught, this is certainly the thickest bodied one I've ever caught. This right here is my lifer southern bee killer, which has a really interesting adaptation of looking like a bee so that way it could fit in with the bees and kill and eat bees. The southern bee killer is easily identified by the all-black underside and the black tip of the abdomen. This species is mostly concentrated in northern and central Florida, so finding one in the southeast part of Florida is especially awesome. While these guys are flying, and you'll see when I let go of it, they're easy to mistake for a bumblebee, but this is actually the smallest of our bee killer species in Florida. They get much bigger.